Yeah, he is. Watch.
All right, 3, 2,
I hate the Mets.
1.
I do. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickert. Good guy, the no co-host, Danny Berg. Turn to Tom, SID, behind the camera, and then waiting patiently on the on-deck circle, Big Daddy Ted BTD. National Champion Administrator.
Wow.
Yes. So he's going to talk to Tom soon.
Yeah, he might even talk to us. You never know.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's not looking
Big
good.
Daddy Ted's.
I love it.
Right?
BDT.
He's got it on his shirt. BDT.
BDT. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
You got that right, but turn Tom too.
Turn Tom too. We turned Ferg. We tried to turn Ferg the other day.
Did they turn any Fergs yesterday?
No Ferg.
There was a couple Fergs yesterday.
Yeah, there was
A couple Fergs?
Yeah.
a big Ferg to get out of some trouble in the third.
There was a 163 Ferg.
Wow, really?
Not
That's
the
nice.
usual.
There was an
yeah.
unassisted 6-3 Ferg. I saw.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
6-3
There was 6 HBPs.
a lot of those.
Yeah.
It was
A lot of
cold.
hit by
Too cold to
pitches,
get
huh?
hit.
Yes.
I felt it when I was
The
home
heck with that.
watching.
We say it's all right. I was in the blustery mountaintops of Valley School District
Yes,
at track
so
practice going, what the hell? 41 degrees with
Well,
10
Teddy's
mile
on
an hour
standby
winds.
because Rocket League won their national championship matchup last night against
Yeah.
somebody. I can't remember who it was.
Grand finals against Northern Virginia Community College.
All right. And it was an exciting 3-2 victory.
Yes, sir.
I was getting some text updates as I was going to bed because I go to bed early.
I know.
It's 8:15.
We watched it on Hillcrest. I'm fired up. I had, an adult, there. And it's like, I'm going to bed.
I remember it was like, I'm going to bed.
I'm like, it's already 8:30. I actually said that to Amanda, and she's like, he's still up?
Barely. It's just because the Mets are on the West Coast, and I just try to
Get to sleep before it starts.
a little bit, then I wake up and it's the 6th inning, and then I'm miserable because the Mets stink.
Yeah.
But whatever. But I think what the plan is that Ferg is going to talk to Teddy.
He'll get his own spotlight feature.
His own
which
spotlight.
I think so.
Yeah. And we'll just talk about some other stuff that's going on. No championship stuff.
Yeah, but huge championship.
Yeah, so congratulations.
Happy for
Congratulations.
Happy for BDT
Yes.
and crew.
And crew. Yeah, so it's been, and I don't want to say a long time coming because esports has only been around
only
for a little
around a
while.
couple years.
It's exciting. I can tell when I went back and read all your messages that you were sending back last night that it seemed like it was a good night. It was pretty exciting.
Yeah, our thread was interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
And like I've always
It
said,
was.
if we could make those things earlier, I would watch. But as my text, indicated, I was in bed before the start of that. So that's what happens when you're
That's why we
old.
have baseball games at noon.
Yes, that's why it happens when you're an old dude. You go to bed early.
Yeah,
so-
big news.
Yeah, so big news,
we'll
very
have-
exciting. So I know Ferg is all up to date and that he was watching via Twitch.
Yep.
And then there was a watch party. So I know the boss and the little boss, Eric and Josh, were both at the watch party last night.
Don't say that too loud.
LB.
Josh got mad the other day because I threw a little at the baseball broadcast assistant to the athletic director.
Ooh.
And he's like, did you do a little Dwight Schrute me little? I was like, well, Dwight at the end became like the manager. Like he was the guy, like he saved everything. So, but I'm glad he caught
we
to that
have BB
reference,
and LB.
because I know he watches The Office. So,
All right.
I gave him that little shout out, assistant to the athletic director.
So we have-
But no, we know.
Big boss and little boss.
How about medium boss? Because
Because he's not little. He's tall.
Yeah. So but we love Josh.
Okay.
All right. So
Sports.
Back on
sports.
track.
Back to sports. All right. So you're going to get back to sports and Teddy. We're going to do that later. Okay. Good.
Right,
So
yes.
let's talk.
Softball.
All right. Let's talk softball.
Let's do softball.
So they had a big doubleheader split against Del Tech on Sunday. Del Tech was receiving votes nationally.
Nationally, yeah.
Traditionally, Region 19 powerhouse.
Yeah.
Our athlete of the week, Ally
Yeah.
Lemerise, dominant in the circle, went a full 10 innings.
10 innings.
And it was a 3-2 win.
It was a 3-2 win.
So the fact that she silenced the Deltec bats, just the 2 runs, through
It's a
10
big
innings, especially when you
deal.
get courtesy runner towards the
Exactly.
end of
I
that.
thought the big deal was in the 9th and 10th inning, that's where the courtesy runner was on second base.
Yeah.
And twice she was able to keep Deltec off the scoreboard.
Right.
That's a big deal.
Yep, and then Madison Maloney coming up big with a walk-off base hit to give us the 3rd run of the ball game and a 3-2 victory in Game 1 on Sunday, so it was exciting. They weren't able to win Game 2, but I think Coach Pittman should be very happy with the split, gets them back into the playoff picture, in Region 19.
Yep.
Yeah. I just, and like you said, a few minutes ago or a few seconds ago, Deltec's traditional, like they're the measuring stick. You know what I mean? So to be able to split with them is a really big deal.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, and kudos to them. And they ended up splitting on
Saturday. They split on
we
Saturday.
were able to get in.
You
Monroe,
gambled. We rolled the dice, like you were saying,
we rolled
about
the
the
dice.
weather, and we were able to get in almost a full doubleheader. But the second game did get to a
Sixth
complete. They went 5 full, so they was a 9-8 victory in the
9-8. We had to end early in the bottom of the 6th. Might have got an assist from the rain because Monroe was making a comeback.
Right.
But our girls had that cushion built in,
Right.
and were able to come away with a big split. I thought that was a big deal because Monroe really dominated the first game.
Right.
And so it was good to have that split on the schedule.
And then still working backwards in the heat on Friday. We sweep or split?
Split, but it was tight.
Right.
One game won against Chesapeake and lost the second game 7-6. Really close. Had a shot to win that one too. So after dropping the first 2 games of the weekend, if you will, to Morris on the road,
Thursday, right?
big to kind of get some splits. Sure, you would have liked to sweep it here or there, but big to get those splits against some really solid teams.
Right. Yeah. And like Monroe's Division 1, I'm not
Yeah.
sure what Chesapeake is, if they are 2 or not.
I think they're D2, but they're always very
they're
good.
a good team. So I mean, he's not playing. It's not easy street all the way through to earn those splits, and the girls are finally able to play, and it's 90 degrees, and then like we just said, it was 41. So like this weather's crazy.
It is crazy. But I know looking ahead, they play. This is going to be out on Thursday, so they play today.
Yes.
Up in Syracuse, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they're playing Onondaga Community College. We
Right.
had a little bit of a scheduling change from playing Orange, but we're playing Onondaga,
Right.
so at least we're not losing the games, which is really awesome.
Good. And then I know they're doubleheader Friday also, right now off on Saturday. And then as it looks, they're wrapping up their home schedule on Sunday as they celebrate their sophomores on Sophomore Day on Sunday. So that will at least be broadcast, live stream, play by you.
Yes.
Yes.
Weather permitting.
Weather
yes.
permitting.
Yeah, and the good news
I think
was,
we'll work in. I have a feeling we'll work in to make sure we get those games in because
yes.
we're running out of time.
One, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
2, since it's a weekend, like we could push back that noon or 1 start maybe to 2
Right.
or 3 because we do double headers with softball starting at 3 during the week. Looks like the rain is really going to be more, 8, 9 o'clock on Saturday night and ending by like 10 a.m. or so right now Sunday, like more of a quick hitter, but most of it overnight. Which if we get the tarp on the field,
Right, and the fields are dry now.
they should really be okay to be able to get those games in both baseball and softball. And now it can change again on Thursday, Friday.
Sure.
Right, who knows?
It went in it's starting to turn in our favor a little bit
Right.
now. And then if it comes earlier on Saturday, maybe like even for baseball when we get there, maybe we start a little bit earlier
Right,
on
or whatever we have to
Saturday
do.
to get done before
Get
the rain
those
comes
games
at
in.
6.
Right.
But that's the newest weather.
Yeah.
And rolling the dice.
Yes, exactly. Stuff too. So
But
best of
softball,
luck.
great,
Yeah,
and
best of luck to
Ally.
softball. Any road live streams I know will be posted. Congratulations to Ally. We're going to talk to her later too. You're going to try to squeeze that on.
Here's the thing. We're going to try to surprise her at Lyft and see if she wants to talk to me rather than talk
Well,
to
she
you.
was alerted that she was athlete of the week.
So she knows-
She lost her voice from playing on Sunday. She's like, I can't. How am I going
Give her
to?
a
You'll be
warm
fine. It
beverage.
won't be till Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I just told her to check her emails, but just surprise her. All right. So
Just
she'll
show
be
up and
fine.
surprise her.
She'll be fine. So any softball stuff, and then Sunday, LackawanaFalcons.com/live.
Right.
All right,
Baseball.
good. Baseball
Boom.
also faced off
Big
against
weekend.
Deltec on Friday and Sunday. Came out with 3 wins.
Huge sweep.
yep.
Huge conference sweep.
A big win Friday, 15-7, and then Battle of Aces Sunday in Game 1
Yeah.
with Kyle Scott, and I believe Deltec's ace is Zach Hart. I said his name a couple of times on
Yeah.
the broadcast. So that was a nice pitcher's duel. What did it end up being? 4-2?
Yes.
4-2 final, and then in
Real
game,
baseball score.
Yeah, and then in Game 3 came back a little bit, little comeback action, and then we ended up winning. I can't remember the score. Game 3,
6-5.
6-5. Yes. So a
Big
big
sweep.
a big 3-game sweep, which really puts us on top of the Region 19 standings.
Yeah.
Which we know is important. We want to host.
We want to host the region tournament.
Yes.
You know, and it goes to the site of the highest seed. So give themselves a good, you know, it was a huge sweep.
Yeah.
Not even going to them, like the huge sweep, you know, for them. And then what we have coming up,
Right.
you know, conference game Friday, Saturday against Raritan Valley,
Yep.
and then Sunday the remaining
makeups
two
against Sullivan.
Sussex.
Or Sussex, I'm sorry, yep.
Where I think we got game 1 against them.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's potential. If we win out these, we will be hosting.
Right.
Like that's where it's at.
Right.
I mean, there's
Mercer down the road a little bit, but, you know, hopefully we could just maybe take the next 5 and then just lock that
the
up.
big thing for them is just going to be how they manage their arms, because
Right.
they've got a 9-inning game today, which is Thursday, on the road at
Right.
Montgomery, then a 9-inning game on Friday at Raritan, then back-to-back double
Right.
headers on Saturday, Sunday. So it's
the Mother Nature's been great to us.
yeah. So
Yep.
it might get a little dicey with who's
Right.
throwing
I know,
out there,
and even
but
the way that Coach McCary likes to use Kyle is, since he pitched last Sunday, he probably won't be a go until probably Sunday.
probably the
You know,
Sussex.
so we'll see. But I think the key in that Deltec game is the fact that in those 3 games, I think we used a total. I know in the doubleheader we used 3 pitchers total.
Yeah.
So in the first game, in that 9-inning game, I'm not sure how many we used, but I know it wasn't a lot.
He used 5 total for the
Right.
3 games for some reason. Because I looked at that knowing that it's that time of year, and you know, long season, people get banged up.
Yeah.
You know, just to see where the rough road warriors are at and how they're doing.
Exactly, and stuff.
And hanging in there. And,
Yep. So they got it's a bunch of region games. So I don't think Raritan streams baseball.
I don't believe they do either.
I was looking at that earlier, so I don't know. So because I was thinking whether or not I was going to make the trip on Friday or not. But I know we'll be streaming Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
I will be on the call probably Sunday. If you're going to be at baseball on Saturday.
Okay. I was planning on being at baseball on Saturday.
If you're planning on being baseball on Saturday, Ferg, you could take it and I'll just chime in every once in a while.
Okay.
As in, he won't be on the actual broadcast, but we'll hear him.
No, I'll go on and then I'll turn myself off. I was very good when I had to talk through Michael's at-bats. I turned down the volume a little bit on Sunday and yell something and then turn it back off and then turn it back down and turn it back off.
See, and I thought it was just my stream.
You know, so I did make a comment because he got mad at between games, so I gave him a little advice between games. And it was between games though during the break. And he was mad at me, but then he took my advice because his first at bat, he ripped a single up the middle, and I happened to make a comment on the broadcast saying that's what happens when you listen to your father.
Okay.
You know, so that was that.
Williams delivers to Rickert. Ball is lined up the middle for a base hit. Listens to his father every once in a while, and good things happen.
You know, so I had to say it. Yeah. You know, because I know that he puts it on his highlight, like their film and stuff. They
so
put
now
on
you're
Twitter,
part
and
of
they
it.
pull it from the stream, so that will be on.
That's a part of it.
Yes. So that will forever live in.
Doesn't matter. You're still the voice.
Yes.
So that's where it comes through.
So best of luck to baseball and softball, especially our softball girls, our sophomores come out Sunday, support them on their final home game of the season.
All right.
So let's take a break. We're done.
We're done.
So it's going to be Ferg, Ted, Ferg, Ally.
And then Ferg's going to
Ferg
wrap
it all up. And
But
you can go-
before we go, June 5th, Elmhurst Country Club.
Yep.
There you go.
There are still sponsorships available.
Good.
Really like to get that field of golfers up above 100.
How about Ted? Are you going to play golf?
June 5th,
All right.
we're going to hope that every team gets a foursome.
Good.
Doesn't have to be the coaches, but we want every team to be responsible
Well,
for a foursome.
Teddy's
we
already
do
in.
that. That's 40
Sign
people
them
that
up.
we have already playing. But there are sponsorships available. So please feel free to come out. You can email me at bergd@lackawanna.edu.
We're defending third flight or fourth flight champions.
Third flight champions,
Yes.
baby. Yeah. So, but it's a great day. Look forward to having everybody come out, and then we will see everybody next week.
Yeah, next week.
All right.
You're going to see Tom and Teddy first.
Yep.
And then Tom and Allie.
Yep.
And then we'll see you next week.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
We'll be back. Take flight.
Each one of us has a dream. The challenge in today's world is how to achieve it. Now, more than ever, that's the case. Don't fall behind on your dreams or your college education. You can take your general education classes in English, math, and social science locally at Lackawanna College. Our credits transfer to most colleges, so you won't fall behind. Call Lackawanna College today to find out how you can stay home, stay safe, and still pursue your college education. This is life-changing. This is Lackawanna College.
You know, going to college is a lot more than just about getting an education. It's a life experience.
It's personal growth.
Connections that last a lifetime.
It's memories that are everlasting and experiences that you could have never imagined. It's an education that will change your life forever.
This is life-changing. This is Lackawanna College.
Hey, it's Tom Ferguson, Sports Information Director with Lackawanna College. I'm here with Big Daddy Teds, the Program Administrator for Lackawanna College Esports, Teddy Delaney, joining me because we're celebrating an NJCAAE championship.
Yes, sir.
Happened on Tuesday night, Rocket League,
Yep.
getting a big win over Northern Virginia. I mean, Ted, you were here from the beginning, kind of putting this together. This is what you've been building the program towards.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we've actually made it to a national championship in the NJCAAE a couple times before, but we never crossed that threshold.
Right.
We made it in Valorant before. We made it in Overwatch before. This was our first natty appearance in Rocket League, and we got the job done.
Yeah, what a win for the guys. 3-2 over Northern Virginia on Tuesday night. Was a tight 5-game battle and a best of 5. And
yeah.
I admire the resilience of the squad too. I mean, we don't have to break down the whole game, but there was a moment where I think it was in the 3rd game. Everything was tied at 1-1 after the first 2, and I think the game itself was tied at 1-1, and it went to overtime.
Yeah.
And the Falcons found a way to get a goal.
Yeah.
And actually probably came back, I believe, from a 1-0 deficit in that game.
Yeah.
To be able to do that. And I felt like that was the moment where I was like, all right, this might actually happen.
Yeah. I mean, after game 1, I was feeling confident, but when we go into those overtime golden goal scenarios, I start sweating.
Yeah.
And again, you're right. The resilience of the team is huge. Those guys, they've been playing well all season long in multiple different leagues. So I know they have the strats and the communication to get the job done.
Right.
It's just, you see how fast paced it is, and anything can happen, and one pinch can send the ball the other direction.
Yeah.
Super quick. You never know. But yeah, they got it done in game 3 in overtime, and so that gave them the 2-1 series lead. And of course, Nova fights back next game and ties up the series 2-2, which then I'm biting my nails like crazy, because this is a team that we beat to make it to the grand finals.
Sure.
So we knew that we had the skill set to beat them again. But you want to get it done in one series. You don't want to have the bracket reset.
Right.
So I mean, between JK, Zach, and Aoka, they're just incredible players. They have great chemistry with each other. And yeah, they got the job done. First natty in college history.
Wow, a huge win. Yeah, shout out to the players, Guadalupe Oka, Zach Chapa, and also Matt. Matt Kelly.
Yep.
Also helping out. It just seemed like everybody kind of contributed in one way or another.
100%.
Oka kind of had the goals early.
Yep.
Then it felt like, I think through the middle parts of the match, and even some of those late winners came from JK, and then you got a couple from Zach there too, making big saves at the back. Just really contributions from everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting to watch how that happens, because you're right. Aoka really, he kind of took the lead in the first couple games. Zach was chipping in throughout the middle, and then the last game of the series was kind of like the JK show.
Mm-hmm.
It was tied 0-0 throughout majority of that last game, game 5. And then, one goal comes in from Lackawanna, then another. And then I'm like, oh my God. And then another, and it's 3-0, and we're down to a minute left. And you hear the announcer say, 60 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be a miracle if Nova comes back from this one. It's safe to say that Lackawanna wins. And I'm just like, oh,
why would you say that?
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Oh, because the caster curse is something that's very prevalent in all of esports,
Mm-hmm.
If you pick a side with just enough time, you can turn the tides.
Yep.
And we've seen it happen. But
almost like they were trying to do it on purpose, but desperate defending. Guys, the pressure they put on the ball last night was great, and What a win, and caps off a really successful spring for you guys as well. You know, had obviously the win in Rocket League here, but Super Smash Brothers as well. A couple guys make it to round 4 in the playoffs, and try to battle back to the consolation bracket too. And came up short, but played some really tough competition. Had a very successful season.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, in the Smash Bros circuit in the NJC, there were hundreds of players,
a lot of players.
So to make it that far and into the playoffs, it's no small feat. So kudos to Level X, to Bash, and to C. Millith. That's Xavier Laysenberg, Vikram Chanda, and Cayman Ravenel, and also John Howells. So, I mean, great players, and they'll come back fighting next year. You know, obviously in the fall. We've got more Smash players coming, more Rocket League players coming, Overwatch, Valorant, League, all of them. So we're excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy fall for us, and now is there a moment where you can kind of relax for just for a second?
A little bit. Now it's like back to getting these recruits in the door, getting them through financial aid, getting them through admissions, you know, making sure that, you know, all their T's are crossed and I's are dotted. But so yeah, it's a little bit of relief that the competitive season's over, but you know, you miss it too.
And not just in the varsity competition part of it as well, but you guys also have high schools from the area coming through every once in a while, playing in the theater. I mean, what there's been a couple events now. Have you kind of gotten an idea of, okay, this works, we know this works, we know this doesn't work, and how are the high schools kind of responding to it?
Honestly, I think it all works, because that's what these kids want to do. They want to come here and game, and specifically in the theater that we have, it's awesome to be up on that stage. So all the high school events that we've run have been super successful, and now we're doing a weekly amateur event called L Canceled, which is actually a Melee term from Super Smash Melee, but it's a weekly tournament that we're putting on with the Game Q Lounge. They're out of Stroudsburg. But every Thursday night at 7 o'clock in that theater, there's an amateur Smash tournament. Last week there was 35 kids that came through to play, and it's a cash prize. You know, it's $15 at the door, so $5 goes to the prize pool, $10 goes to production and venue fees. But that's going to be a weekly thing now, from now till we decide not to do it. So we're trying to bring that underground esports scene, Smash scene here to Scranton, because you either drive to Wilkes-Barre, you drive to Stroudsburg or Philly to play in these, and now we have one right here in our hometown. So and I send all of those invites to all the high schools as well. But yeah, it was super successful last week, so we're hoping for another good turnout tomorrow.
That's great.
After Senator Flynn leaves for the day.
Turn that around,
I
right?
know, right?
Politician stuff, and then into Super Smash Brothers. That's the hope. Well, I mean, it had to have been a kind of a nerve-wracking night for you last night, watching what was going on. I know you guys had it up on the big screen in the theater, and what was that like for you to kind of see all that come together?
It's nerve-wracking. I get nervous enough watching in the comfort of my own home at my desk, but you know, to have, you know, the AD there, the assistant AD there, like it's a little daunting. But again, you know, we beat this team once before, so I had hope. You know, I had faith in this team that they would pull through. You know, and then we win game 1, we lose game 2. It literally went back and forth, back and forth.
Ping pong.
But I knew they could do it. They're very resilient, like you said before. They're very talented. They have great chemistry. I don't know if that technical break in the stream helped us or hurt us, but like gave them, if anything, it gave them a second to sit back, re-strategize, pull their composures together. But yeah, watching it in the theater with other eyes right next to me saying, well, why did that happen? Oh, why did they score? You know, it's like, it's a little painful, but you know, we got the job done. You know, kudos to those guys, man.
And what does this do for the program? Where, you know, the program is still kind of in its infancy. What, 3 or 4 years at this point?
Yeah, we're going to be going into our 5th academic year.
Into the 5th year, and you have a national championship to your credit now. You have a couple national championship appearances. Like, what does that do for the program, and how do you build on that? How do you try to? I don't want to say top it, but how do you continue to build upon that?
I think it just it stokes the fire. You know, it gives us some accolades to present to potential recruits and other high schools that we're recruiting from. But at the same time, it just makes me want more. You know, sure, it's great to have those couple appearances. It's great to have this one win, but I want to do it every year in multiple titles. You know, so we want to get the best of the best recruits that are great students, great athletes, you know, contributing members of the community when we have events and whatnot. So like I said, it just makes us want more.
Right. And it's not just the NJCAAE. It's NACE. It's whatever you guys can get.
NACE, NECC, because now like the CRL, that's the top dog. That's the Collegiate Rocket League Series put on by, Epic Games, the big one, and then there's C-Val put on by Riot, C-Law put on by Riot as well. And like, we want to get to the majors, where we're playing against the big dogs, and it's no small feat to win a tournament like NJC, but like I said, I'm not settling. I want more. We want it all,
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah, it just makes me excited for what else is to come.
Right. Well, congratulations to you as the administrator. Congratulations to the staff you got underneath you. I know Bob D working hard to help you out there.
Couldn't have done it without him.
And congratulations, most importantly, to the players.
Absolutely.
To the student athletes that competed and represented Lackawanna College the way they did.
Yeah.
In a national tournament.
Yeah, and if I may, shout out to Matt Kelly, J.K. Foshizzle, but also a huge shout out to Guadalupe Oka and Zach Chapa, who are active duty military members, still competing and earning their degrees here at Lackawanna College. So thank you for our service to our country and to our program. Couldn't have done it without you.
Distinctly remember, I think it was the last semester in the fall that I think Guadalupe had to miss a game because there was active training going on.
Yep.
So it's the real deal. But yeah, thanks to them for we know how rigid time management can be in that setting. So to have to do that and still find the time to be able to compete with Rocket League, it's no small feat.
Absolutely.
So thanks to all our student athletes and congratulations to them and to you and to everybody as part of the esports program. What a great way to cap off the spring competition season.
Feels good.
We'll be back with more here on Falcons Corner. Going to be talking to our athlete of the week, Ally Lemerise from Lackawanna Softball. Take flight.
En Lackawanna College no estamos aquí para cambiar el mundo, pero cambiaremos su forma de pensar, cómo ataca los problemas y supera las limitaciones, cómo se esfuerza por convertir los desafíos en oportunidades. Es una experiencia que cambiará su vida y tal vez entonces puedas cambiar el mundo. Esto cambia la vida. Este es Lackawanna College.
Hey, it's Tom Ferguson, Sports Information Director, here with Lackawanna College, talking to our Lackawanna College Athlete of the Week from Lackawanna College Softball, Allison Lemerise, joining us. Ally, right? Do you prefer that?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Ally.
Well, Ally joining us here on the program. The Athlete of the Week this past week, Ally. 3 wins for you. The biggest coming in the biggest game, the first game of the doubleheader against Delaware Tech. You guys go to extra innings with the top team in the region. Come off with a split in the doubleheader, getting that game 3-2.
Yeah.
How did that feel for you, as the pitcher kind of going out there and owning that for yourself, pitching 10 innings, coming away with the win?
Honestly, it didn't really even feel like 10 innings. I just kind of just went out there and did what I needed to do.
Right.
But it felt good because all the girls were telling me that it was like the first time they've actually beaten Del Tech in like a while. So made me feel good that I could be a part of the team on the field that made that happen.
Right. Able to go out there and get the win. Especially, I thought the most impressive part was in the 9th and 10th innings where you get that extra base runner up at second.
Yeah.
Obviously puts a lot of pressure
on
you.
I was very nervous. I was like, oh, God, that girl can't score. I can't let her score. I have to throw strikes. You have to lock in. You can't.
Well, and in that situation, too, there's probably a lot of trust you have to put in your defense, right?
Yeah, because if I don't trust them to make the plays, then I can't be the only one who does everything.
Right.
Throwing strikes they're going to hit the strikes eventually. So my defense was definitely on top of everything during that game. They didn't really have any errors. It was a good game all around. They were on top of their defense. I believe.
Right. And you guys able to come away with the win. Maddie Maloney with the big hit at the end there.
Yes, thank God.
To get you guys the split.
Yes, I was literally in the dugout facing the wall. I was like, I cannot watch this right now. I was like, I'm so nervous.
When you're pitching, sometimes when you're pitching, you don't end up hitting. What do you do in the dugout when you're watching your teammates up to bat?
I cheer very loud. You didn't hear how bad my voice was, but my voice this whole week was completely gone. Coach Pitt was making fun of me because he would just make his voice sound as deep as mine. And it was to the point where my mom couldn't even hear me on the phone, at home. So she had to turn the TV off and everything just to hear me. But we cheer. I make sure I'm hydrated because it was really hot that day too.
Right. Yeah.
I was sweating.
Right.
But I just cheer and then go right back out.
Right.
And do
Right.
what I got to do.
Able to get 3 wins this week. You have to win over Chesapeake and able to split a doubleheader with them, and then came on and able to get that win against Monroe in that monsoon in game 2.
Oh yeah.
Able to come. It's wild weather, obviously, the last couple days here, and then yesterday it was 40 degrees. Thank God you guys didn't have a game, right?
Yeah, I was very happy, and we didn't even have practice because it was so cold.
It was too cold.
Yeah, it was really cold yesterday.
But so you kind of split those doubleheaders, kind of helped to maybe take the sting out a little bit of that Thursday.
Yeah.
The Thursday doubleheader at Morris. So looking ahead, next couple games, believe it or not, coming towards the end of the season. What's your focus now? What are you guys trying to accomplish, or what are you guys as a team kind of talking about what you need to do?
Well, we definitely want to win, and we feel as though that our bats, they are either like really hot one game and then the next game they're like not as there,
Right.
like we don't have as many hits, or we're just not making good contact to because as you saw in the Del Tech game, it was first game we were making contact, everybody was hitting the ball. Second game it seemed like everybody was getting under the ball and everything was getting popped up.
Right.
So our bats are definitely something that is like an off and on situation. Like
a little streaky.
It's like some days they'll be good for everybody, and then there'll be like a few people that'll have good hits.
Right.
And then everybody will normally like one person gets a hit, then everybody starts. It's like a rally. It's just how it happens. I don't know why, but that's just normally how it happens.
How do you recreate that? Is pretty much what you have to figure out, right?
Yeah, it's just like how we can get in that same, to make the contact at the right point into the spots that they're not, because they also, Del Tech was making incredible plays. I was impressed with some of the plays that they were making, especially in the outfield with their diving plays. But we definitely, our bats are what we probably are prioritizing the most right now, because it's just so off and on.
Right. You play multiple positions, not just pitcher. You also play a third.
Yes.
Which one do you like playing better?
If you want me to be completely honest, I hate pitching. I hate it with everything in me.
Why do you hate it?
Because something in my mechanics, I hit my elbow on my hip to the point where I have a huge bruise on my elbow.
Okay.
And my hip is swollen, has fluid all in it, bruised. So it hurts me, but at the same time, the adrenaline I get during a game, I don't feel any of it.
Sure.
So it's I won't notice it until after the games.
Well after.
But I love third. Third's my I wish I could play third every game. But I mean, I'm glad that I'm pitching more, because I pitched earlier in my years of softball. It's just I've always played third, and that's always been my favorite position.
Right.
But I guess being here, I've just developed more as a pitcher, so I'm being used more.
Well, and that's a way to get on the field maybe when you're not at third, right?
Yeah, it definitely
to stay
is.
active.
Yeah, when I am, because sometimes I'll play third the first game and then pitch the second, or sometimes that 10-inning game I didn't play the second game because that was a lot of playing.
You were out there for a while.
And it was also hot, so they wanted to give me a little bit of rest for the second game, so I didn't completely collapse on the field. But yeah, I'm glad that I've actually, I don't like pitching, but now that I've gotten good at it and better at it, it's been better for me.
Better for you.
I enjoy it more.
Right.
And especially when we win, especially if it's a good win, I just feel good about my performance normally.
Right.
On the mound. But
Right. Talking with Ally Lemerise here, our athlete of the week from Lackawanna College Softball. So you're from Catonsville, Maryland, right?
Yes.
So how did you get to Lackawanna College?
I was at a showcase tournament for my travel team, and Coach Tom and Coach Pitt came to my coach at the time, and he brought me to them, and then we had a conversation. And then I came and toured, and I didn't really look anywhere else because I'm really bad at making decisions. So I was I like it here, so I guess I'm just gonna stick with it.
This is what I want, yeah.
And that's why I'm here. And how I got here.
What was it like meeting Coach Pitt for the first time?
It was a little.
Oh, geez.
I'm sorry. Hey.
Oh, but what I meant for Coach Pitt first, it wasn't. you know Coach Pitt. He's not a very outgoing.
Over under? We'll put it at 15. The words he said to you.
Oh, maybe like 7. Maybe.
Very
it was
few
Coach
words,
Tom
right?
doing a lot of the talking, but Coach Pitt, he did talk a little bit, a very small bit, but he doesn't like to talk sometimes. So, but yeah, it was just Coach Tom mainly, and he was also because he saw that I was a pitcher and he's the pitching coach,
right?
So he loves his pitchers. He loves to recruit pitchers, so that's why it kind of like fell into place.
Right.
Coach Tom and then Coach Pitt.
So you're not into pitching, but yet it's opened these doors for you.
Yeah, I was not into it at all. I really can ask anybody. You can even ask them. I tell them all the time I hate it. But I mean, because it's like I don't like saying I'm good at it because I feel as though I still have a lot more potential.
Sure.
But I have gotten better.
Yes.
So it's just like a strong trait that I can use on the field.
Right.
Because I was good at it before, but I wasn't as good at it as I am now.
You feel like you've improved?
Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot with my movement on the ball and just like speed in general. And yeah, but
that's how you ended up here. That's how it became
pretty
a thing.
much.
What are you studying here at Lackawanna College?
I'm just doing professional studies.
Okay.
I'm not really sure what I want to do yet.
Okay. Yeah,
but
and then is your goal to continue to play softball and move on to a 4-year school?
Yes, I want to finish my 2 years here and then go to a D1 eventually after my 2 years here.
Do you have any inkling of what you want to do after college, or is that still not a thing
I have
yet?
no idea.
Okay. Trust me, that's a good place.
Figuring it out.
Sometimes it's a scary place to be, but sometimes that's a good place to be too. Especially this is still your freshman year, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you feel you've adjusted to college in your first year?
It was definitely hard at first, just because I'm also a little further away from home.
Sure.
But I've found a good group of people that I can surround myself around and feel as though that it's just like at home with all my friends and family at home.
Right.
They basically became that here.
Right.
So, but it's good. I was struggling in the beginning, like a lot, but I'm definitely finding every right road to take at the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you like to do in your spare time when you're not studying, when you're not playing and training for softball? What's something you like to do?
Sleep. I sleep a lot. I actually get my teammates get mad at me because they'll want me to go out with them, and I'm like, nope, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to be sleeping in my bed. I like to sleep. It's fun for me because my bed's all comfortable, so it's just being in blankets and I just sit in my bed, watch TV, play my Xbox.
Just kind of like veg out.
Yeah.
What are you playing on your Xbox?
I play Fortnite, Call of Duty, Rocket League, a whole bunch of weird games.
Okay, all right. So you're active.
Yeah, my brothers helped me with that. They got me hip to all the cool games that everybody plays.
Yeah.
So my brothers influenced me that. It's actually my brother's Xbox, but he'll be fine without it.
He'll live.
Yeah, he will.
What is your walk-up song?
What is the name of it? I don't even know the name of it. I can't even think of the name.
Did you pick it out?
I did pick it out, but I picked it out based off the lyrics.
Okay.
I can't think of the name or who it's by. I don't know why. It's like an old song.
Okay.
But it's like
what were the lyrics?
It goes, on my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. I think it's called I Look Good.
Okay.
If I think about it. But I can't, because that's like the main lyric in the song is I look good.
Okay.
But I did that because my mom's like a big reason on why I'm even in college. Because in high school, I definitely was not thinking about college. I was leaning towards that. I don't want to do it anymore.
Right.
But when I was younger, it was just a dream of mine. So my mom kept pushing it. And now I'm here. So.
And here you are.
Yep.
Well, we're happy you're here. Congratulations on Athlete of the Week. Congrats
Thank you.
To you and the team. I mean, how does it feel at this point to be, like I said, towards kind of the back half of the season? Only a couple more weeks to go here.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we just continue to. I just want to win, honestly. The rest of the games that we have, I just want us to perform at our best, because there have been a couple of games this season where we just haven't been there mentally.
Right.
So I hope that for all the games going forward that every one of us is there mentally and focused and ready to play.
Right. Well, we certainly hope that. Hope to talk to you more, hope to talk to your teammates more, and hope we can talk about good things coming up for you guys.
Yep.
That's the plan. Well, that's going to do it for us here on Falcons Corner. For Ally Lemerise, our Athlete of the Week, I'm Tom Ferguson, Sports Information Director. We'll see you next week on Falcons Corner. Take flight.